Good morning. Good morning to all of you here joining us in the chapel and those of you watching at home. We're especially glad to have those of you who may be here with us for the first time, and we hope to see you again soon. I'd like to remind you to please silence your cell phone and any other devices you might have so that we can enjoy this time in worship together. My name is Jan Applin Curtis, and today we welcome our guest speaker, Shannon Diffenderffer, hope I said that right again, who will be exploring joy and how it is not something that we find, but it's something we practice by honing our abilities to shine, learn, and connect. And we also welcome her husband, Dave, who's sitting up here in the front row. Eastrose Fellowship sits on the occupied territory of the Clackamas Chinook people who were forcibly displaced from this land to the Grand Ronde Reservation in 1855. We acknowledge the sacrifices endured by the ancestors of this land and that our presence here today is only possible because of the injustices committed against them. And we recognize the inherent sovereignty of the Chinook Nation and Confederated Tribes of Grand Ronde, who carry on the traditions, history, and legacy held by their ancestors from time immemorial to this day. We seek meaningful relationships with these communities that foster repair. Now we'll take a moment to greet our neighbors. First, we will stand up and wave to those watching from home at the cameras, and then you may turn to each other and greet each other here in the chapel. We now have a responsive call to worship called Celebrating Abundance. And I will read the words that are smaller, and you will read the words that are bigger. All that we are, together and individually, is part of the abundance of the universe.
We are made of stars. We are made of earth.
All that we have comes from earth, from the labor of those in our communities.
From the cities, farms, and oceans that enliven us, the world and those who live in it.
We are surrounded by blessing, by grace, and by possibilities.
We are reflected in every other human being.
We respect and honor one another's differences.
We celebrate our interbeing with abundance and the practice of generosity.
Come, let us worship together. Our chalice lighting words: warmth, joy, and togetherness. Out of the darkness, light. Out of the light, warmth. Out of the warmth, joy. Out of the joy, togetherness. May this flame hold us for the time we are here with one another. Opening words by Carl Seberg. Let there be joy in our coming together this morning. Let there be truth heard in the words we speak and the songs we sing. Let there be help and healing for our disharmony and despair. Let there be silence for the voice within us and beyond us. Let there be joy coming together. Now please join in our opening hymn, I've Got Peace Like a River, number 100. And the words will be on the screen as well. Please stand as you are willing and able.
Peace
We now invite the children up for a story for all ages time.
Good morning. Today I have a question for you, a question that might seem simple at first, but becomes more mysterious the longer you think about it. What is joy? Where does it come from? Can you hold it in your hands? Today's story is called Joy. It's about a young girl named Fern who loves her grandmother deeply and wants more than anything to bring joy into her life. But how can she do that? Is joy something we can wrap up and hand to someone? Can we put it in a box with a bow on top? Fern isn't sure, but she knows one thing. She's willing to try whatever it takes to find out. So she sets off on a journey to discover what joy really is and where it might be hiding. This is Joy, written by Corinne Avarice and illustrated by Isabel Folleth. Fern loved Nana. She loved her butterfly cakes, her mantelpiece mice, and her cat Snowball. Most of all, she loved her smile. But recently, Nana had stopped baking cakes. The mice were dusty, and Snowball was more like a ball of fuzz. Worst of all, Nana hardly ever smiled. "What's wrong with Nana?" Fern asked her mother. "I don't know," Mom replied. "It's like the joy has gone out of her life." "What's joy?" asked Fern. "Joy is what makes your heart happy and your eyes twinkle." "Like when we all dance after dinner? Or when I get the giggles with Ernie? Or when I go whooshing down a slide?" "Yes, a great big whoosh," said Mom. Nana deserved some whoosh, thought Fern. And if the joy had gone out of Nana's life, then she would bring it back. But where would Fern find it? And how would she carry it to Nana? She searched the house for a catching kit. A can, a paper bag, a saucepan, a box with no lid, a lid with no box, a fishing net, and a pointy stick. Into Fern's catching bag it all went. That afternoon, Fern and her mother set off for the park. There would be plenty of joy there. No one would mind if she borrowed some for Nana. A puppy bounded toward Fern, its floppy ears flying up and down. "Bounce, bounce, bounce." Fern giggled. She felt the whoosh of joy. She tried to catch the bounce, but the bounce wouldn't go in the box. On the swing, a baby chuckled each time her daddy tickled her feet. "Tickle, tickle, chuckle, chuckle." Fern chuckled too. She felt the whoosh of joy. She tried to catch the chuckles, then she tried to catch the tickles, but neither the chuckles nor the tickles would go in the can. When Fern reached the duck pond, a shimmer of sun sparkles rippled across the water. Fern smiled. She felt the whoosh of joy. Nana would love this, she thought. She tried to catch the sparkles, first with her fishing net, then with her paper bag, finally with a scoop from her saucepan, but the sparkles just disappeared. Finding joy was easy, but catching it was hard. Fern walked home with heavy feet. She loved Nana and wanted to bring joy back into her life, but her catching bag was empty. Nana was snoozing in her chair. Fern laid her head on her arm. "What's the matter?" asked Nana. "I wanted to catch some joy for you, but I couldn't," said Fern sadly. Fern told Nana about all the things she had seen. To Fern's surprise, Nana smiled. It was the biggest, widest whoosh of a smile Fern had ever seen. "You don't need a can or a box or a net to bring me joy," Nana said. "You bring me all the joy in the world just by being you." The next day, Fern took Nana to the park. Whoosh! Together, they found joy in the most unusual places. And this time, Fern's catching bag was full to the brim with Nana's delicious butterfly cakes. It's our connection to others that allows us to feel their joy. Your presence brings joy. And now we'll say goodbye to the adults and head back to Ari. If the adults along the center aisle will form a bridge, we'll sing the children out.
I'll now invite you into a quiet time of the service. If you are comfortable, close your eyes, place your feet on the floor, and cross your arms. Drop your shoulders and take a big exhale. Then begin your intentional breathing. 4 beats in, slowly through your nose, 5 or 6 beats out through your mouth, in a steady rhythm, creating peace and spaciousness as you move from the crown of your head to the soles of your feet, grounded on the earth. We will now spend a minute breathing together in silence. Complete another round or 2 of breathing, and then slowly come back to this place. Please remain seated as we sing the gathering song as our quiet song. The words will be on the screen. Mary will play it through one time first before we sing, so you can hear the melody. Thank you, Mary. I just wanted to add that Mary was the composer of that song, and it's really very beautiful. Yeah. We now have a reading on Joy and Sorrow by Khalil Gibran, as it appears in the Prophet. Then a woman said, "Speak to us of joy and sorrow." And he answered, "Your joy is your sorrow unmasked, and the selfsame well from which your laughter rises was oftentimes filled with your tears. And how else can it be? the deeper that sorrow carves into your being, the more joy you can contain. Is not the cup that holds your wine the very cup that was burned in the potter's oven? And is not the lute that soothes your spirit the very wood that was hollowed with knives? When you are joyous, look deep into your heart, and you shall find it is only that which has given you sorrow that is giving you joy. When you are sorrowful, look again in your heart, and you shall see that in truth you are weeping for that which has been your delight. Some of you say, joy is greater than sorrow, and others say, nay, sorrow is the greater. But I say unto you, they are inseparable. Together they come, and when one sits alone with you at your board, remember that the other is asleep upon your bed. Verily, you are suspended like scales between your sorrow and your joy. Only when you are empty are you at a standstill and balanced. When the treasure keeper lifts you to weigh his gold and silver, needs must your joy or sorrow rise or fall.
Good morning, everyone. Yes, please answer back. Good morning. Good morning. My name is Shannon Diffenderffer, and I am thrilled to be here today. Thank you for inviting me to speak. I especially want to thank Jan Applin for reaching out to me. I don't think I said this in our email communications, but she had me at UU. That's because my family attended the Unitarian Universalist Church in San Diego when I was a teen, and this church helped to mold me into the person I am today. So I feel right at home. You know the UU Church is part of my story. Let me tell you a little bit more about me and my recipe for a joy-crazy life. Just like an artist who feels compelled to create, they must draw, they must create whatever it may be. I'm thinking of sculptures or ceramics. I have always had this drive to create joy. I felt this drive from an early age. I definitely could relate to the story earlier with Fern. In 3rd grade, I asked my parents to change my name to Sunshine. When they said no, I still signed all my papers with the name Sunshine on the top, and I dotted the I with a little happy-faced sun. To this day, when I send a card, I still draw a sunshine, hearts, flowers, balloons, and believe me, I'm no artist. But this is my way to spread a little joy. Again, joy is in my DNA, but I wasn't exactly sure what to do with this internal joy until I met a different Jan. In my 40s, I was very fortunate to meet the motivational speaker and author Jan Janke. She became my mentor. Jan helps people find their life's purpose. With Jan's help, I created a mission statement for my life. Our first slide has a picture of me with Jan and my mission statement, connecting others to joyful experience. That simple sentence has guided my life ever since. I try to connect others to joy. When I was working on my mission statement, pickleball was not on my radar. After being an educator for years, I had gone back to college to pursue a second career in nursing. But life threw me a curveball. A medical condition forced me to have surgery on both my hands. I could no longer continue nursing school, and I felt lost. Jan helped me realize that my joy could help me through this tough time, and it could probably help others too. Has life ever thrown you a curveball? I heard some of them earlier in today's Joys and Sorrows. You expect to be going down one path and suddenly you have to pivot. To figure out what to do next, I turned to my mission statement and I asked myself, while I'm recovering from surgery, how can I connect others to joyful experiences? The unexpected answer came: trivia hosting. I became a host for Last Call Trivia in Portland area restaurants and bars, and I was good at it. While hosting trivia, I began to wear a flower in my hair, just like the one I am wearing now. I'm hard of hearing, I wear a hearing aid, and in the noisy restaurants, the flower helped the trivia players remember which side to come and talk to me on. Talk to the flower, I'd say to them, and they loved this. The daisy turned what I once saw as a limitation into a joyful conversation starter. And Bonna and I had that just this morning. She said, "Oh, I like that flower in your hair." And that started a little conversation. I was creating joy with a flower, and I wasn't even trying. On our next slide, let's learn a little bit more about joy. If you look at the cover of her book, Splashes of Spirit, A Guide to Joy, my mentor Jan is literally jumping for joy. In her book, she emphasizes the type of joy we want to create. She writes, "I am referring to joy that is an inside job, independent of circumstances, and it lasts." That final statement is key. You deserve joy that lasts. And why is joy so important? Because joy helps us to shine. Joy improves your physical health, your mental health, your relationships. It reduces stress, and it promotes a longer life. But the big secret is that joy takes work. You must become your own joy advocate. Let's pause here. What does advocacy mean? To advocate simply means to take it up as your cause. Your joy is your cause. It's your full-time job, while you might be looking for another job. Being your own joy advocate means maintaining intentional habits. You must take charge of your well-being. You must schedule time to exercise, eat nourishing food, get rest. If you live with a chronic condition or a disability, especially a hidden disability like ADHD or hearing loss, it may take even more work to be a joy advocate for yourself. Be a joy advocate for your spirit too. Take time to meditate. I love that this service included a little meditation time. Take time to pray, to journal, to see a counselor if needed. Spend time in nature. Like the children's reading earlier, go to the park like Fern and have a picnic with your grandma. Whatever you can do to bring yourself inner peace, make that a habit and advocate for it. The sun on our next slide is meant to remind you that you deserve to shine bright, but to do so, you must be your own joy advocate. You may need to ask for help, but you are worth it. The need to shine is why I began teaching pickleball. I had learned how to play the game while in nursing school and instantly loved it. It's really good for those of us with ADHD. After the COVID-19 pandemic, when many of us needed a way to shine again, I decided it was time to become an entrepreneur. And when the domain name joycrazy.com was available, I took that as a sign. I named my new company Joy Crazy, posted pickleball classes on the online platform Meetup, and my first class filled right up. Soon I had waiting lists, and I still have waiting lists, in part because I teach every class with the intention to help you shine. And one habit that has been proven to increase happiness and help you shine is the practice of gratitude. Writing down what you are grateful for is awesome. Do it if you are able. But I encourage my pickleball students to practice gratitude while we're stretching at the end of class. I think we can practice this right now. If you are able, join me where you're seated and do a little stretching. Do a little gratitude work right from your chair. Those of you at home can do this too. Stretch your wrists, stretch those ankles, roll your shoulders, and as you do this, say out loud or internally, thank you, joints. Thank you, muscles. Thank you, bones. Yes. Take a deep breath and say thank you, heart and lungs. You guys are doing a great job. Body, thank you for giving me this moment today. I love this. Didn't that feel good? Okay, we'll stop stretching for now, but I know that even while you're driving home, you're gonna think about this, okay? You're gonna be stopped at that stoplight. It's okay to say, thank you, fingers, thank you, toes, thank you, elbows. It may seem silly, but this is the body you live in. You're with it all the time, so give it some gratitude. Thank it, why not? Now, as we acknowledged before, sometimes life throws you a curveball. Sometimes life can be very challenging. We heard earlier from the author Khalil Gibran and his book, The Prophet, that he explains your life will be filled with joy, but it's also going to be filled with sorrow. And he says your joy is your sorrow unmasked. What he is saying is that joy and sorrow are two sides of the same coin. And you have experienced that today in your service. Here on the next slide is an example of what I mean. If we were to draw our life as a simple timeline, it would not be a straight line. It would have ups and downs. On this slide, the top of the line or the hill is labeled joy, and the bottom or the valley is labeled sorrow. Because life will throw you curveballs, you need to develop the habit of speaking kindly to yourself. If you do this, you'll be able to face hard times more easily. Using pickleball as an example, I want to show you this next slide. where a couple of folks are playing pickleball. They have paddles. I even have one to demonstrate to show you here. This is a pickleball paddle. They have pickleball paddles in hand. The plastic ball is flying. They look like they're having a good time, don't they? They look happy. We can't tell if they're winning or losing. And that's great. In pickleball, we have a habit. We don't want you to say the words, "I'm sorry," when you make a mistake, because mistakes are part of the game. So in my classes, I've taught my students to instead say, "I'm learning." Miss a shot? I'm learning. Hit the net? I'm learning. It helps us make light of our mistakes, and we can laugh at ourselves. Mistakes are okay. In fact, you will make mistakes in many parts of your life. We as humans are always learning. If you react poorly to a situation, don't beat yourself up. Say to yourself, "I'm learning." If you try a new recipe and it flops, say, "I'm learning." If you forget someone's name right after you've met them, say, "I'm learning. Can you please tell me your name again?" On our next slide, I'll have you really focus on this phrase. Again, we are lifelong learners. Making it a habit to speak kindly to yourself, no matter what the circumstance, will create joy that lasts. So we're going to practice this, speaking kindly to ourselves. On the count of 3, I would like you to say, please say, "I'm learning" with me, so that the folks on YouTube can hear us too. 1, 2, 3. I'm learning. Good job. In 2019, when I was first dating my husband Dave, he said, "I like you. Even if we stop dating, you'll always be in my friend circle." I had never heard of this concept before, that people in our life belong in different circles, they form circles, but it's a great way to think about community and connection to others. As human beings, we are wired for connection, and yet modern life, especially those cell phones, make it easy to isolate ourselves. On our next slide, we have a flower. The center of the flower is labeled with the word "you," surrounded by petals or circles representing the communities that you may belong to. Here I have shown family, hobby, school, neighbors, and work. As this flower shows, no one circle or community can meet all of your needs. This church community might offer you spiritual nourishment. Your family community might offer security. And if you belong to a game group like pickleball, it might offer you laughter and play, very much needed for joy. In fact, let's get into some more details about pickleball. I heard you wanted to hear about pickleball today. So pickleball was created in 1965 in Bainbridge Island, Washington. It's a combination of ping pong, badminton, and tennis. It's now played around the world and has been the fastest growing sport in the US for the past 4 years. New courts are constantly being opened in the Metro Portland area. For years, it was seen as an old person's sport, but the average age of pickleball players is actually going down. It's becoming hip with the teenagers, although I'm not sure they use the word hip anymore. It's also been adapted for persons with disabilities, such as wheelchair users, and there are even paddles for people who have arthritis. Why is pickleball so popular? It's fun. It's easy to learn. It's social. It's a great workout. You can play it inside or outside. And not only do I teach for my own company, Joy Crazy, but I also teach for Portland Community College. In 2022, I was the only pickleball instructor for PCC's Community Ed program. Now, PCC has 4 pickleball instructors teaching at multiple campus locations. Sign-ups begin tomorrow for winter. I've had players who recently lost their spouse or partner discover joy again through pickleball. It's powerful. One such widow shared with me that my introduction to pickleball class was her first time laughing in months since the passing of her husband. This illustrates an important point. When one of those community circles, one of those petals goes away, find another community circle. Pickleball brings together people of different ages, skill levels, backgrounds, and surprisingly, many of the players have chronic pain, mobility issues, hearing loss, even anxiety, and still they play. Recently, to get the pulse of my joy-crazy pickleball community, I asked my students to complete a survey and share their pickleball stories. In the next few slides, I'll let my students tell you their perspective on pickleball. Here's a photo of Mark, a former tennis player. He's now an energetic 81-year-old, and he's holding up a paddle and has a big grin on his face. We converted Mark. He says here, my wife Elaine and I play together 2 times a week. I have bad knees, and I found that I could play this game and not damage them any further. That alone is a miracle. So if you're a tennis player, come on over to the pickleball side. Our next slide has a quote from Linda, a fellow UU, by the way, in her 50s, who was a real athlete as a young person and enjoys getting in touch with that part of herself. She said, I appreciate doing something where I can watch myself build skill. On the next slide, we have Bill, a big smile on his face, holding a pickleball paddle high. Bill is in his 70s, and when asked why he started playing pickleball, he said, I was enjoying my post-retirement on-court career and was doing some physical activity, but I needed something additional that was fun and social. Bill is right. Humans need connection. This is what I want to show on our next slide. Here we have 3 daisy flowers standing next to each other. Though we are all a little bit different, I want my pickleball students to feel that they belong to community right from the get-go. I affectionately call the members of my pickleball community my joy crazy daisies, and this has a lasting impact. When they take their first joy crazy class with me, each student is given a daisy flower, just like this one. Many keep their daisies attached to their pickleball gear, or they wear it out on the pickleball court so they can find other daisies at area locations. Debbie, a pickleball player in her 60s, moved to Portland after she retired to be near her son. Once here, though, she learned she needed more than just a family community. After coming to a few Joy Crazy pickleball classes, she discovered her new pickleball family. On our next slide, it shows pickleball paddles and a daisy flower similar to the one I gave Debbie when she first took my class. She wrote, my orange daisy clip from my first lesson is displayed where I get ready each morning as a reminder to go out and find my joy. And let me tell you, I cried the first time I read this because it really showed that something as small as a flower can spark joy. I invite you to go out and find your joy like Debbie, Mark, Bill, and Linda, and keep in mind the image on our next slide. The sun reminds you to be your own joy advocate. Through daily positive habits, you can shine brightly. Even name yourself Sunshine if you like. The hill reminds you that life has hills and valleys, but you are always learning. Speak kindly to yourself. Embrace the I'm learning spirit. The daisies are here to remind you that we need community and connection. Please notice, too, that the daisies are not at the top of the hill, but they are down in the valley. When we're feeling low, that's where we really need to go out and seek connection. Our final slide has my company logo, Joy Crazy, along with my tagline, shine, learn, connect. If you haven't guessed it by now, this is my recipe for a joy-crazy life. If you know what lights you up, what makes you shine, go out and do it. Take those walks. Who was the walker earlier? And maybe you'll find somebody else to join you. Staffy was the person, right? And if you don't know what lights you up, that's okay. But you need to be your own joy advocate. If you need some connection, try something new. My husband Dave signed us up for 6-week ping pong classes so we could beat my stepsons here. It's been fun meeting new people and getting familiar with the table tennis community, and I think we're going to beat those boys, hopefully. Most importantly, remember, you are lifelong learners, so speak kindly to yourself and use the phrase I taught you earlier, I'm learning. In fact, let's say that together one more time on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm learning. Beautiful. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Shannon. We now move on to our closing hymn, There Is More Love Somewhere, number 95, or the words will be on the screen. Please stand in body or spirit. We share half of the money collected each week with a local organization doing good work in our community. Snowcap Community Charities is our Sharing the Bounty partner from September through February. Eastrose has a long relationship with Snowcap. We are one of 25 local churches that founded Snowcap back in 1967 to address the needs of East Multnomah County residents. Snowcap helps with food, clothing, and personal care items. We look to deepen our partnership with Snowcap over the next months. If you are attending online, you can donate by visiting our website and clicking the Donate Now button, or you can scan the QR code. If you are here for the first time, we invite you to let the basket pass and truly be our guest. The gifts of the congregation will now be most gratefully received. Please remain seated and sing our song of gratitude, number 1010 in the teal hymnal, and the words will be on the screen. We now extinguish the chalice. We extinguish this flame to remind us love is at the center. As we explore and rest, engage and heal, love remains at the center. When all we can see is cold ashes, love remains. Thank you to all who contributed to today's service. It takes many of us to put on services, and especially Shannon, thank you for making the trip out to speak with us today. Please join us next week. Reverend Robin will be back in the pulpit, and her title of her talk is You Will Be Found, the Need to Belong and the Power of Tribes. There will be, the Wednesday walkers will be hiking on Wednesday. It didn't make it into the pedals, so I just wanted to make sure everybody is aware. We're going on a new hike to Umbrella Falls that Ruth is organizing, and she's here somewhere. Oh, so you can talk to her for more details if you'd like. And we have an announcement from Keene. Keene is out of flowers, believe it or not. Even with his big, beautiful garden. So please do sign up and bring flowers so that we will have flowers for the altar during these colder months.
I have an announcement I forgot to put in because it was late.
Sure. Go ahead.
Hello, everybody. Some of you remember that last year I hosted an orphans kind of Thanksgiving gathering here on Thanksgiving Day. I'm happy to say that Tyler and I are doing that again this year. Dinner will be at 3:30. There will be a sign-up spreadsheet somewhere if you reach out to me or Tyler. I haven't made it yet. But dinner will be at 3:30. It's potluck style. I will be providing a turkey, which I will be cooking here. We'll probably have 3 turkeys. Yeah. Because we have 3 turkeys. And if you would like to be there, if you don't have a place to go on that particular day, or if you have baggage with that particular holiday and you would like to be an intentional community, I don't have family up here, so I really love sharing that community with everyone. So, yeah.
I went last year to it, and it was amazing. It was a really good spread. It was a great time.
Yeah.
Thank you for organizing that, Luna and Tyler. Yeah. Keen.
Can I do one?
Yes, yes.
I need to stretch every now and then.
Okay.
I meant to say this in Joys and Concerns. We had a marvelous turnout for the snow cap gathering this week. We had like 14 people showed up. About half of them are new. They're 3 or 4 kids, and it was magical. We went through everything that they had for us to do in about an hour and a half, and they told us to go home. But it was the most we ever had there, and it was just really fun to see the interaction of everybody. We packaged potatoes, and we packaged a whole lot of potatoes. So for those of you that don't know, we volunteer at Snowcap from 3 to 5, the second Friday of each month, and do a work party, and we do whatever they want us to do that day. So anybody that wants to put that on the calendar, the next one will be the second Friday of December. I think that's it. Oh, there is one more thing on that. I'm learning. We have a snowcap barrel out there. I'm waiting for the pile to get a little bit bigger. Bring something in. If everybody brought something, it would get bigger faster. And so bring something so that we can start taking it into snowcap as the pile develops. But it's right there in the foyer out there. There's a barrel and a pile, and they take clothes, they take food, they take money, they take paper bags for packaging things. They take egg cartons. They take a lot of different things that you wouldn't think about, because they have a food pantry and they have a clothing pantry, and they process a lot of stuff for a whole lot of people. Again, just snowcap. A year ago, they were doing about 12 to 15,000 families per month, or people per month, and now they're doing 19,000 per month. So I'm done.
Okay. Thank you, Keen, for getting all that organized. So now please join us in our unison benediction as we close out the service. The words will be on the screen. Go out into the world in peace. Have courage. Hold on to what is good. Return to no person evil for evil. Strengthen the faint-hearted. Support the weak. Help the suffering. Honor all beings. And the service is ended, and we will now enjoy coffee, tea, and visiting time.